it's been a while since I've done a video. Been out of town, been crazy with baseball and whatnot, and now I'm ready to catch you up on what's been going on. Now, before I left, I had done some hats out of partial skeins and scraps. This is Bob Wilson 123's Skinny Stripes, and I think I showed you some of these before I left. And I had such a good time with these that they were fast, and I was using up my scraps and my partial skeins, and since then I've kind of become obsessed with clearing those out, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But before I left to go on my trip, I did a test pattern for Zoe, which is CrochetAddictUK, for this wonderful hat. I absolutely loved it. It was my first successful attempt at spiral. I know that Laura, Crochet Zombie, has a couple of spirals out that one that I've tried and I just failed miserably. I need to get back to it because I did this one successfully. Love it. It's heavy. This is Karen Simply Soft, and I just, this back post, front post ribbing always makes a heavier hat, which is very desirable when it's really cold. So, yeah, I'll do this one again. Loved it. And the pattern was simple, and I didn't see any errors in it, so it's a go. When she puts it up, I'll help spread the word. Okay, then I was going on my trip. Of course, I needed to bring something with me. There's plenty of times, not on the beach because you're too hot and sunscreeny and all that, but sitting around in the condo in the morning while we're having coffee, or it did rain one day, so we were kind of stuck for a little while. And so I knew I needed something to keep my hands busy, but it couldn't be anything complicated with patterns and stuff because I'm too busy talking and I'm catching up and I don't want to miss anything. So I said, I'm going to do these scrap hats. They're the perfect thing for me to use up these partial skeins. And don't you think partial skeins are kind of like free yarn? You use that skein for a purpose, and then there you have this leftover stuff, but you can create things with that too. We have to remember to use it. So we're in our condo. Everybody's getting ready to go out to the beach. I have been crocheting. Working on that little hat. Basic beanies. I'm going to probably put the stripes on them like I did last time because we're doing so much talking as we sit here in the morning is usually when I do it, drinking coffee. But I don't want to count, I just want to get the job done. But here is what Gulf Shores, Alabama looks like. So anyway, just with what I happen to have with me, I just did some basic little beanies. I'm doing the charity for the kids down in the Congo area for the row.org. Rivers of the World is the ministry that we're going through. But look how cute that one turned out. And I didn't have enough, and so this was an afterthought. And I thought, I'm not going to like that black brim down at the bottom. But I did. It turned out just great. Kind of looks like Jamaica or Mardi Gras. So anyway, this was a wonderful, wonderful thing to do when you're talking and you don't want to count and you just want, oh wait, this one's different. Yeah, and you don't want to count. So here I had leftover skeins from Zoe's beanie, and I did just that. Sometimes you don't have to go crazy. Simple little borders are often best. But I had a really good time with that. Oh, here's another one where I got to go in with the blue and I ran out and I thought, what am I going to do? So I put the black border on it, and then I went and used the chaining on top that Claire taught, Bob Wilson 123, to add a little trim, and I love the way that one turned out. And again, just with whatever you happen to have. Now, these are the Voyages beanie. I've done these before too, and it's a real simple pattern, yet it looks a little bit more complicated than it does. Now, I didn't get excited. Again, I ran out of yarn, and so I put the white down there. And I didn't get excited about the white, but everybody else did. They all like that. My family likes it, and so I guess that's just me. So this is cute. And then here I did one that is brown and green. And while I like it, especially, you know, for somebody around here, I'm not so sure it's bright enough for these little kids in the Congo that they need color, they need happiness. They see browns and greens all the time. So I may or may not send this one. I might, of course, you know me, I've got charity projects always going, so we may give these more locally when we start that one back up again. So that was that. But I would encourage everybody to use up their scraps. It's just like having, you know, just go root around in there and see what you got. See what you can put together. Of course, there's hats like I do, but most people like the scrap blankets. I saw Dana Pittman did a great shawl out of scraps. I mean, plenty of creative ideas out there. I just would encourage us to think of it as reuse, recycle type things. Don't waste it. I started out with 2 skeins of Red Heart Soft, which are 5-ounce skeins. They're 256 yards, 234 meters, pretty healthy size skeins. And with these two, by the way, in case you're wondering what the color is, it's Seafoam and Off-White. And with those 2 skeins, I got these these hats out of it. This was Zoe's spiral hat pattern that I pattern tested, and it took a lot of yarn, but I had enough left over to make these 3 simple little scrap hats, as I call them. And with that, this is all I had left. Now, some of you may look at this and say, Margaret, just throw those away. But I say, no, 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 because these could be used to make these handy dandy little stripes. I could actually put several more stripes, probably 2 more. I don't know, maybe 1 more. Who knows, but it's worth a try, and it's worth saving because I love these little stripes. Now I want to show you how to make this handy dandy mini center pull skein. Now little bits of spaghetti like this, I don't know what they do when you're not looking, but they tie themselves into knots. So I keep mine stored in this little container in what are called, what I call mini center pull strings. You just pull on this and they come undone with no problem. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Basically, you act like you're going to make a center pull ball. Let's move this out of the way so you can see. And the way you make a center pull ball is you leave yourself a tail and then wrap it around your thumb and your forefinger. Thumb, forefinger, thumb, forefinger. And you just keep going like this. Now, if I were to make a center pull ball, I would fold this in half and take it off my fingers and then start wrapping around the outside. But with this tiny little amount, you don't need to do that. Leave yourself a nice little tail. Grab it in the middle and release your fingers. And then I just wrap it around like this, so it looks like a bow. Okay, now you got this tail in right here. I take a crochet hook. Let me see if I can get in here to show you. And I just slide it under the knot. Grab the tail and pull it back through. About that far is good enough. And then you have a wonderful center pull skein. If I hold it like this, it might be better. See how nice that is? It pulls, oh, I'm so out of the camera. It pulls nicely and neatly with no knots. So that's a good way to store your bits and pieces. Item of the week. Ta-da! Look, Z, I used your yarn. Didn't it come out pretty? The only thing I would have done differently is not seamed it, but just don't look at that. But isn't that pretty? It came out great, and it was so easy to work with. But I will tell you this, I don't know why yarn companies do this. I think when they make their label, they just pick an arbitrary hook size and say, oh, just use that. This was actually one of the thinner worsteds that I've ever worked with, and they recommended a J hook. That didn't work. So I had to go down. I actually used an F. No, not an F. An H on this. So I did have to change my pattern a little bit because the yarn was different. I had to add more rows and whatnot to make it fit me. But I love it, and it's going to go great with my brown coat. And I will think of Z every time I wear it. Here it is. Here I am with my hat on. And I really, really like it. I may not be the best hat model in the world, but when it's cold, I'm going to wear a hat. So whether I look good in it or not, at least my hat is beautiful. Don't you like it? Just tell me you do, even if you don't. So it seems that's all I have this week. So be sure to check out the other Cast Off crew members, and I'll check you soon. Bye.